Today we're going to do a quick get ready with me, and I'm kind of going to talk about the spiritual lessons I've learned since losing my tooth. Though we all know this, it's been one of the toughest pills for me to swallow. Beauty, as it is to us in our youth, will not be forever. So you need to freaking figure out what beauty is going to mean to you, because if you make it mean whatever you think it means or you think you're told that it means, you're gonna be pretty freaking miserable. So what do I mean by that? The way you look at beauty is gonna be either useful or detrimental to you, because as you age, you're gonna get wrinkles, things, your teeth are gonna fall out. How do you choose to view that, and how do you choose to manage that? Because quite frankly, we're all going to go through that. So that was definitely the biggest realization for me, just that beauty is gonna be ever changing, and I just need to get used to that idea. There's no point to all this if you live forever, or if you're young and beautiful forever. So getting to know yourself on a deeper level and understanding that beauty is more of an energy than a appearance has really given me a lot of peace, because we all know those girls that are freaking beautiful but have no personality and are like crusty as heck. So if we know that that's true, then why are we even looking at beauty like that? Everybody's too busy living their life, doing their thing, that everybody could care less about what you look like aesthetically, because the way you look doesn't pay their bills, honey. Like, no one cares. And your 2 cents don't matter, because your 2 cents about my tooth isn't going to pay my bills. You feel me? No offense to you. The only people that care about you are like the 5 people you keep closest to you. Other than that, ain't nobody giving. Like, no one does. So that's the tea. Now, what else have I learned since being toothless? I've learned that complaining's for the birds. It just is useless. Like, it's not going to serve me. But I will say that along with that spiritual lesson, I also learned, which is like kind of counterintuitive, because it kind of like goes back to what I was just saying. But I've also learned that you need to sit in emotion as long as you need to get through it. So what do I mean by that? I mean that I used to think like, I'm gonna be fine, and like just power through it and muscle through it and positively think your way through it. And like, that is fine, and to an extent like it is useful. But I've realized that if you don't take the moment to sit in those feelings, that sorrow, that loss, whatever it is, like to truly feel what you're feeling, you will pay for it later. After I got my tooth pulled and after I called my grandma, like I did kind of like wipe my tears. I was like, all right, good. Like, you're gonna be okay. You're fine. You're alive. Like, bless up. But instead of just being like, oh, positive, think my way through this, like I took my painkillers because my face was freaking hurting all the way up into my jaw, because they dug my tooth out of my jaw. Obviously, I was trying to cope with the way I looked and stuff. So like I sat in those feelings for about 2 days, and I'm pretty sure that that was like kind of connected to the pain, like the physical and emotional pain I was feeling at that time kind of were a lot. So I sat and I sunk into that, and I just like tried to cope with that, if that makes sense. So I did do that, but then the next thing like I felt like I needed to do was I really needed to cope with those feelings, manage them, and then push through them. So I gave myself 2 days to feel as sorry as I wanted for myself. I sat in the despair and and I let myself be in pain because it hurt. It really did hurt. I identified the emotions and the feelings that were serving me and the ones that weren't. Once I did that, like literally everything changed. I started thinking about like, okay, so what is serving me in this moment? Like, do these feelings help me or do they hurt me? Because I'm already hurting physically and low key emotionally. Like, so what can I do in my control and my locus of control to mitigate these good or bad feelings, whatever it is? This is my new reality, whether I like it or not. Yeah, I really sat with that for a while. And as I worked through that, like, I started looking at myself different. As a being, all of this is just a skin suit I'm wearing. I might as well get used to it. No matter what your skin suit is, honey, you better love it, because you only get one. And the other option is to dislike it, and that's not going to make you feel good. It's not going to help you. Why are you doing it? If you're not beautiful, do the inner work to make yourself beautiful. Ask yourself some hard questions. What fulfills me? What makes me happy? Who am I? How can I contribute to my culture, my society, my people? Like, have those deep conversations with yourself and make yourself more beautiful, because remember, beauty's inside. So you need to take those times to talk to yourself, because all you're doing is hurting your feelings, because you're absorbing all this information from the internet or from whoever, and you're taking it on as fact that you need to look a certain way to be beautiful. And honey, we're all aging. I don't see a lot of wrinkles on TV. I don't see a lot of wrinkles unless they're selling you medication. I don't see a lot of like saggy boobs on Victoria's Secret ads. So like why? Why not? Aren't we having beautiful people fulfill these roles that are like so important to society to show us like what aging is truly like? When you get to a certain age, honestly, at any age, you need to learn to start mothering yourself. Like what would a wholesome, loving, full-hearted mother tell you? So how do you mother yourself, coach yourself to success? You know, telling yourself like I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, like all these affirmations that like you deserve because you exist, and like that's just it. So I really think that that's something else that I've been learning this year is just how to better mother myself. And not that I don't have a good mom, like my mom's literally the best, but frankly, I think like your mom is always going to see the best in you, even when you don't see the best in yourself. So, and let me not speak for all mothers. I know some mothers are garbage, but my mom's always going to see the best in me, and she's always going to take my side, and she'll fight any tries to get in between that, right? But you need to learn to mother yourself in that even when my mom says those things, I need to believe those things. My inner voice needs to be Grandma Jessica giving young Jessica advice. And like you need to be doing that with yourself all the time, because you need to be having conversations with that more sage you, with the older you, with the better you, with the more evolved you. You need to be having those conversations to make sure that you're in line with your purpose and yourself and like who you're destined to be. Because if you're letting other people dictate what you think about yourself, like the internet, Instagram, like, you know, whatever, like what this life is supposed to be like, that is so detrimental to who you're destined to be. You know, like you really need to be mothering yourself. The only people that you're going to be with for the rest of your life is yourself. So you really need to learn how to be okay with yourself and love yourself, because the other option is not to. And you look pretty stupid doing that. Sorry, honey, but it's the truth. So, yeah, I think those are some of the wisdoms I've gained through this whole experience, is just to, you know, love yourself, mother yourself, and remember that the people who tell you what beauty is probably aren't beautiful themselves. And the people that dictate that to get you to spend money that you don't have, to impress people that you don't know, use your brain. Let's think about all the ads that we see on Instagram and all the beauty influencers and all these people. Why isn't there any grandmas in there? I'm not calling those beauty influencers when I need to be a more beautiful human being inside. I'm calling my grandma, who, you know, according to society, isn't the most beautiful woman. She's like 4'11", probably 4'11" this way too, like a little woman with crooked fingers. She's just a little old lady. And so that might not be the most beautiful according to whatever, but in my eyes, my God, the woman is a saint. Like she speaks to me in a way that no one else could ever. And I just think that like we really need to shift this paradigm of what beauty is, because, hey little baby, because I feel beautiful and I know I'm beautiful. And even with this tooth, even though I can barely say beautiful without like it sounding lispy, I'm still beautiful. Like, all that to say, I've learned lots of wisdom through not having my tooth, and I really hope that you guys can gain some wisdom through this too. If you're older, I'd really appreciate if you commented down below like how aging has changed your life and how it's given you wisdom, or like helped you reflect inwardly. And if you're young, if you've thought about that and like how you think you'll change or how you have changed since thinking about that, like I'd really like to start a conversation and like give wisdom to each other and like kind of mother each other in the comments, because I'm just really interested in how like people cope with what beauty is, and the fact that beauty changes, especially as you age and get like chin hairs, or like, you know, stop having your period, like all these things that haven't happened to me yet that like I know are coming. Like it's the most beautiful thing to have that type of wisdom, and I don't have it yet. Like I'm learning every day. So please share anything that you know and like how you've come to terms with aging and how you make yourself feel good and love on yourself even, and like mother yourself. Like I really want to know how people do that, because I want to be Jessica Pena to my complete fullest, and I want to like light people up and teach people like what it's like to be beautiful and love yourself in a way that is not taught in our culture or our society at all. So I'd really love to, so I'm getting all teary. I'd really love to learn what you guys do and how you do it. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. I know this video is kind of long, chit-chatty, and I'll have to like edit it, but whatever. I had such a good time talking about all the wisdom I've gained since not having a tooth for the last 6 freaking months. Forgot to film an outro, so thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you all. Don't forget that the mind is everything what you think you become, so think positive thoughts. See you later.